graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
Hi there, everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ, where we go on for all the Phillies, all the Sixers, and all the Eagles games as well. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. And turn on those notification bell icons too. And that way you will know when we do go live. Another game for the Phillies tonight as they take on the Baltimore Orioles. They will have Taijuan Walker go out there on the hill. And his opponent will be Dean Kremer for the Baltimore Orioles. Let me know what your final score predictions are down below. And also tell me who do you guys have winning this game and who is your standout player too. Before we get started, I do have a poll in the chat. I was watching the chat replay yesterday. I wasn't upset about this. I really wasn't. But I was just curious, because I value feedback. Okay, I value feedback on here. You know that I care about you guys very, very much. And obviously this is going to be a case-by-case basis. But, the Phillies' magic number now to clinch the NL East is at 49. So I'm just curious if after the game is done, I know that we have our post-game callers and that we have people that come on and that love to talk to us. I'm curious to see if you guys want us to shift to the Mets game, A, or B, just focus specifically on the Phillies and just go on into the post-game show, or C, do both. I'm only going to do the Mets game if it's in like the 7th inning or later after the Phillies game is done. I know that last night that the Mets were losing, and so everybody in the chat was getting really excited about that. But I'm just curious. I'm curious to see what you guys say about that. It might just be by a case by case perspective, but I know that people really care, and I value people's opinions, and I would really like to know specifically what you would like. So I'm giving you those 3 options, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. Let's get on into the starting lineups for tonight's game. For the Philadelphia Phillies, they will have Trey Turner batting in the leadoff spot. And then it'll be Kyle Schwarber batting second, Bryce Harper third, JT Realmuto fourth, Nick Castellanos fifth, Brandon Marsh sixth, and then it's Max Kepler seventh, Edmundo Sosa eighth, and Bryson Stott batting in the 9 spot. He'll be hitting over at second base. He'll be playing over at second base. Walker, 3-5 record this year, 73 innings pitched, and a 3.82 earned run average. You'll see cutters, splitters, sinkers, and sliders, and every once in a while a 4-seamer and a curveball on occasion from Taijuan Walker. Batters are hitting just .214 against the cutter and .211 against his sinker. He's really had a good year for the Phillies overall. I mean, talk about a guy who just did not have his stuff last year. He started off the year on the injured list, and Spencer Turnbull started in his spot. And then as soon as he came back, it just was not a good experience at all. People were saying get rid of Taijuan Walker, and we even didn't really feel like that we wanted to give him much more of a chance when he came on into spring training this year. But I got to tell you that Taijuan Walker really has done a much better job just being an innings eater, and he's definitely provided a lot of value on this team. And hopefully he can have a very good performance today out there on the hill for the Phillies. So Walker is in the pinstripes, and so are the rest of the Phillies. The red caps, the white logos, the white P's. The Orioles, who are up to bat, will have Jackson Holliday, Jordan Westburg, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Tyler O'Neill, Colton Cowser, Jeremiah Jackson, Kobe Mayo, and Dylan Carlson. And here's the first pitch. It is taken for a called strike. I think I was a little bit late with starting this off. Holliday up to bat. 14 homers and 43 RBI. And the 0-1 is up high for a ball. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. And please vote on the poll. It might just be more so of a case-by-case perspective. But I really want to engage with you all. And I think it's really important to get that type of feedback. 1-1. That is taken down for ball 2. So it's 2 balls, 1 strike. And JT is going to go out there. His PitchCom device was not working. Made a signal over to the dugout. Took off the helmet. And just got a new piece of equipment. It's 2 balls, 1 strike now. Ugh. Walker gets set at the belt. And the 2-1. There's a ground ball. It's over towards first base. Harper plays it on the hop. Throws it on over to first. Walker goes to cover the bag. And it's in plenty of time for out number 1. On the defensive side of the diamond, it'll be Bryce Harper at first. Bryson Stott at second. Trey Turner at short. Edmundo Sosa playing over at third. Catching is JT. And then in the outfield, you got Brandon Marsh playing out in center field. Nick Castellanos in right. And Max Kepler in left. Because they are facing a righty, and that's Dean Kremer. No Harrison Bader in the lineup today. Jordan Westburg is coming on up. And Westburg takes a pitch that's in there for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Westburg hitting .272 on the season. And the 0-1 is fouled away. So what are your final score predictions? And let us know, who do you guys have winning this ball game? No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 on the way to Westburg is down for a ball. Gesundheit. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. 1-2 pitch. There's a line drive out to right field. That's when they get down for a base hit. And so there's a 1-out single from Nick Castellanos. Or from Jordan Westburg, that is. I got to lock in. Lock in, JJ. So Westburg gets on with an opposite field single over to Nick Castellanos. And Gunnar Henderson is the next man up. Orange batting gloves for Gunnar. Playing over at shortstop. Very good on the defensive side. Also hitting .286 on the season. 13 homers. And 47 runs batted on in. And he takes a cutter that's in there for strike 1. Adley Rutschman is in the on-deck circle. I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm happy to be on here. I'm very happy to see you guys. Toss back over to first. It is not in time. So it's no balls, 1 strike to Gunnar Henderson. They say that Baltimore's money line is at plus 120. And for Philadelphia, it's at minus 150. So Vegas thinks that Philadelphia is going to win. 0-1. That is in there for a called strike. That was a good pitch by Walker. Phillies are 36-20 at home on the season. 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Went with a cutter there. It certainly got Gunnar off balance. And there is the first strikeout of the evening from Taijuan Walker. Oof. So Westberg got on with a single. He's over at first. Now it's Adley Rutschman that comes on up. Holiday grounded out to first. Gunnar just struck out. And Adley batting on the left side, switch hitting catcher. Rests the bat on the shoulder. And the toss back over to first. Not in time. Westberg just got his hand back in there. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. And make sure that you turn on those notification bell icons too. First pitch to Adley. And it's inside for ball one. Chris Siegel was the home plate umpire. Then you got Alex McKay over at first. Alan Porter at second. And Jim Wolf playing over at third base. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball hit towards the right side. Stott has it. And then lofts it over to first in plenty of time for the third and final out of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the first. No score. Phillies are coming up. Turner, Schwarber, and Harper are due up for Philadelphia. All right, so for the Philadelphia Phillies, their lineup will be this. It'll be Trey batting in the leadoff spot. Second, it's Kyle Schwarber. Third, it's Bryce. Fourth, it's JT. Fifth is Nick Castellanos. And it's Brandon Marsh out in center field batting fifth. Seventh is Max Kepler. So it's Marsh 6th, Kepler 7th, Edmundo Sosa 8th, and Bryson Stott in the 9th spot. So it's Turner, Schwarber, Harper, Realmuto, Castellanos, Marsh, Kepler, Sosa, and Stott. And those are all the 9 hitters today for the Philadelphia Phillies. They will be going up against Dean Kremer, who will take the hill for Baltimore. Kremer this year, 8-7, has a 4.27 earned run average. The last time that he did pitch, it was against the Toronto Blue Jays. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. But he hasn't gotten a win since July 11th. So it's been 3 outings where he has gotten a no decision. But he also has not lost a game since June 12th. He's been pretty strong for the Baltimore Orioles as a whole. A guy that can go 6 to 7 innings on any given night, really. He did go 5 in his last outing, but he went 6 the outing before that, and then 7 in the 2 previous outings before his second to last one. So Turner will be leading it off for the Philadelphia Phillies, and then it'll be Kyle Schwarber in the on-deck circle. Defensively for the Baltimore Orioles, they will have Adley Rutschman catching. On the mound, it's Dean Kremer. At first base, it'll be Kobe Mayo. The second baseman is Jackson Holliday. Jordan Westberg is over at third. Gunnar Henderson is at short. And then in the outfield, you have Tyler O'Neill in right, Colton Cowser in left, and Dylan Carlson in center field. In the first pitch, it looked like it was a ball, but it's called a strike to Trey Turner. The ball is 1 strike. Turner waves the bat. Kremer gets set and deals, and the pitch is fouled away. The Baltimore Orioles in the American League East. They are 51-62. The ball is 2 strikes on the 0-2 on the way. Fly ball hit out over towards deep left field. It's going back over towards the track, but it will be caught by Colton Cowser for out number 1. So there's 1 away. Turner sent that thing for a ride, and it stayed in the ballpark. All righty. And now Kyle Schwarber's coming up. King Kyle, as we call him. Bottom of the first, 1 away, a .258 batting average. He had 6 RBI. In last night's game, the first pitch to Schwarber is taken at the knees for strike 1. I got to get like one of those like trumpets. you know, for like his walk up. 0-1 to Schwarber, swinging and a miss. How do you guys feel about King Kyle? No balls, 2 strikes. Schwarber hitting .317 since the All-Star break with 10 homers. The pitch. That's outside for a ball. That's ridiculous. He has 40 homers on the season. The 1-2 pitch to Schwarber, swing and a miss. And he strikes out on a cutter that was inside. And so there's 2 outs. He's first in baseball in RBI, third in OPS, and second in homers. He's behind Cal Raleigh. Kremer with a 4-seamer, a cutter, a splitter, a sinker, a curveball as well. That was bad. And a slider that'll mix in from time to time. Now Bryce Harper is up, and he takes high for ball 1. 2 up, 2 down. Turner lined out to left, and Schwarber struck out swinging. Bryce did homer in last night's game. That was back in the bottom of the first. Phillies had a total of 5 homers. One ball, no strikes. The 1-0 to Bryce. That is taken down for ball 2. They actually had a total of 6 homers. Forgot to count Wes Wilson's homer at the end. The 2-0. That is outside for ball 3. 6 home runs. 2 of them were from Kyle Schwarber. 3 balls, no strikes. Kremer behind in the count. He kicks, he deals, and he throws a strike. That's on the inside corner. What's up, chat? 3 balls, 1 strike. That's to Bryce Harper. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 3-1 to Bryce. Foul ball. What's going on in the chat? Dimmy is here. John is here. Scott is here as well. Star Wars Ladybug is here. That's Jacqueline. Thank you so much. Paul's also here. Love it. Lou and Quan. We have a good crowd tonight. 3-2 on the way to Harper, and he fouls off the next pitch. I'm anxious today, Sissima Fox. You're anxious about the Phillies. I assume you mean about the Phillies. Hopefully you're not anxious IRL. Three balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch to Harper, swing and a miss. Got a splitter right down the middle. And so the inning is over. And the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Philadelphia Phillies. And we head to the top of the second inning. Taijuan Walker will head back out there on the hill. All right. So, again, if you have not done so already, please vote in the poll. Again, I thought that it was really valid, like what you guys did say yesterday. Because guess what? The Mets were losing, and we're starting to get to that time where we're in a pennant race. I understand. I totally get it. So, again, I just want to get your feedback. Again, I'm only going to do it if the Mets are behind us, right? Like tonight, they'll be behind us because our game probably will finish earlier. And it'll probably be like the 8th inning by then. So when we get into those types of circumstances, do we want to do play-by-play for the rest of the Mets game and then do the post-game show? Or do you just like the post-game show as it is? Do you think that it's fine as it is, or do you think we should do both? So I want to get your feedback on that because that's very valid, and I really value your opinions on things. I do. interesting conversation today, and I wanted to get your thoughts about this too. I'm throwing a lot at you. Kyle Schwarber has been great. Kyle Schwarber has been incredible. I mean, I started calling him King Kyle. Maybe that's a little bit premature, but he's been on such a tear. But here's the conversation that I want to bring up. Okay. Usually, a lot of times when a player wins most valuable player, they gave it to Shohei Ohtani last year as a DH. And some people think that if you just hit, if you're just a designated hitter, okay, you don't deserve the MVP because you don't play defense. And I want to know if you guys feel the same way in regards to the DH spot. Does Kyle Schwarber, if he wins the MVP, should he get it? Is the question that I have for you. The pitch. And there is a ground ball. It's hit over to the Taijuan Walker from Tyler O'Neill. And the throw over to first is in time for out number 1. So let me know your thoughts about that. Is it okay for a DH to win MVP? The pitch. That's in there for a called strike. The ball is 1 strike. And the 0-1 swing and a miss. Kyle blew the butt trumpet. The ball is 2 strikes, and that's to Colton Cowser. Cowser in the box, and the 0-2 is down for a ball. JJ, tell us about your night. Did you go get a cocktail? Oh, no, I just had a good night. It was just a chill night. One ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 is outside for ball 2. JJ, please look up the initialism RBI plural. Multiple RBIs should have an S on the end. It's technically proper either way. I've had this debate back and forth. Usually do people say RBIs, but technically the way that you're supposed to say it, you don't say runs batted ins. It's just runs batted in. So I prefer to do it that way, but both are technically correct. 2-2 pitch. And there's a swing and a miss, and there's out number 2. So Colton Cowser strikes out, and Jeremiah Jackson, that is coming on up. Jackson fouls off the first pitch. So the count is 0-1. 0-1. That's in there for strike 2. So what do you think? Should a DH win MVP? Are you okay with that happening? If Kyle Schwarber wins MVP, do you think that should be allowed? Because some people really don't. Some people are very passionate and they say you got to play a position, and DH is not a position. You're just hitting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 on the way. There's a line drive, and it is going to be played on a bounce by Turner, and he'll just have to eat it up. Sosa actually played it off of his glove on the ground. It deflected right off of his glove, and then Turner was there to back it up and just couldn't have a throw over to first. 2 outs in the top of the second. It's an infield single. And Kobe Mayo comes up and he looks at a called strike. Looked a little bit outside. But it's a 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Should a DH be in the Hall of Fame? Good question. I asked you guys. There should be an award for best designated hitter. So should there be an offensive player of the year award? Or do you think that they should give an award to just DH? 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's to Colby Mayo. What's going on, dude? How are you? Thanks for stopping on by. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, top of the second. And I believe time will be called by Colby Mayo. JT just bounced one of those baseballs to the bat boy. That was kind of funny. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the second. Five seconds left on the pitch clock, and the toss back over to first. Not in time. Top of the second inning, 1 runner on, 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Colby Mayo is up at the plate. And the toss back to first again. Did Walker get him? I think he did. And he did. So Jackson caught sleeping at the wheel over at first base. And we will go to the bottom of the second inning. Good pickoff move by Taijuan Walker. He's been very good at that throughout his career. And we're going to the bottom of the second. So they take the bat out of Colby Mayo's hand. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. So JT is coming on up to the plate. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Kremer with 28 pitches. And the first pitch to JT is up high. So, okay. In informal context, okay, you can say that Schwarber has 100 RBIs on the season. And that's commonly accepted. And that's easily understood. But the technical correct form, and this is also according to ChatGPT, in formal writing would be Schwarber has 100 RBI. You can say that too. Both usages are prevalent, but the singular RBI is preferred in official statistics and reports. So you can't really go wrong either way. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. That's taken down for ball 2 to JT. JT's hitting 260 on the season. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch. That is outside for ball 3. A DH who wins the MVP, says THR33 Step, needs to make huge contributions, such as clutch hits and game winners. Kyle is making his presence felt for winning the award. I think he qualifies. 3-1. That's a foul ball. And see, here's my argument. Okay, Kyle Schwarber made it to the World Series as a left fielder when he was with the Phillies. And even before that, too, with the Cubs, right? 3-2. And there's a fly ball. It's in out over towards center field. And on the run to make the grab is going to be Dylan Carlson. But then, hear me out. Right now, he's just not... He costs you more runs when he's playing in the outfield. So, him being the DH actually opens up the Phillies to get another outfielder, and it doesn't. I feel like that opens up more things for them, and it doesn't. It's not as costly, you know. You know what I'm saying? Nick Castellanos is up in the pitch. There's a broken back ground ball. It's hit over back up the middle, and it'll get on through for a base hit. And so Castellanos gets on with a 1-out single. Just put it in the right spot, and good things came. That barrel really went flying in the air. J. Herb says, if you can't play the field, you shouldn't play. Every rule change in baseball since lowering the mound, the pitch clock, the ghost runner, juice ball, Little League, is a surrender to money for TV. The ball is 1 strike to Brandon Marsh. JJ, what is meant by platooned? Okay, so it's like a utility player, right? I'm pretty sure. No ball is 1 strike. So basically, it's the practice of having 2 players share a defensive position, often with one being like a right-handed. So, like, for example, okay, Harrison Bader and Brandon Marsh are platooning out in center field. So Marsh is playing because he's a lefty, and Harrison Bader is playing when he's a righty. So he'll face left-handed pitching when he's a righty. And then Brandon Marsh will be out there whenever there is a righty because he's a lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brandon Marsh, who's 4 for 10 in his last 5 games. 1 ball, 1 strike. Casty is over at second base, by the way. The 1-1 to Marsh, and there's a fly ball hit out over towards right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It's a foul ball. And that'll make the count now 1-2. Somebody explain to John what a platoon is. I hope that makes sense. Again, I can't answer everything, but I do hope that makes sense. 1-2, and that's up high for ball 2. Castellanos did go to second. They called it a balk. Two and 2 to Brandon Marsh. Hitting 263 on the season. Casty leads off over at second base. And the 2-2 from Kremer. There's a line drive hit out to right field. It's going to hit the track and get down for a base hit. It bounces off the wall. Casty's rounding third. He'll come on in to score. And Brandon Marsh stands up over at second base with an RBI double. Phillies go up 1-0 on a big hit by Marsh. He's really been hitting the ball better. And just continues to raise his batting average now to 266. Max Kepler is the next man up. Kepler up at the plate, and he takes strike one at the knees at 93 miles per hour. Kepler's average is at 200. He does have 11 homers and 34 RBI this year. The ball is one strike to Max, and the 0-1 is outside for a ball. That was Marsh's 25th RBI of the season. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get to 300 likes, folks. Let's do it. If you have not done so already, I would really appreciate it. 1-1 pitch to Kepler, swinging a miss on a splitter. And the count is 1-2. Kevin, how are you? What's up, Kevin? One-two pitch. That's down for ball two. I have my hammer on standby ready to ring that bell. Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kepler in the box, and the 2-2 pitch to Kepler, and there's a fly ball hit out over towards deep right field. That one's going back towards the track, and it is gone! Just goes into the first row, and Kepler launches his 12th homer of the season and puts the Phillies up 3-0. And the Phillies offense picking up where they left off last night. I thought maybe it was going to stay in the yard, and it just, and I mean just, got on out of here. Here comes Sosa, and the first pitch is outside, way outside for ball one. The count is 1-0 to Edmundo Sosa. Let's go, chat. Charge! 1 ball, no strikes to Edmundo Sosa, and the 1-0 is way outside for ball two. So Kremer, not off to a good start, and the Phillies are capitalizing. 2 balls, no strikes. I think Max needed that. 2-0, and that is at the knees for strike one. It was a cutter. Kepler better hit a homer. Okay, Larry, you called it. What else better happened tonight? The 2-1, and there's a strike called. That was at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Edmundo Sosa. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Kremer gets the signs, gets set from the belt, and the 2-2 on the way, swing and a miss. That splitter was heading on into the dirt, and Sosa goes back to the dugout, 2 outs. That's also the 3rd strikeout of the night from Dean Kremer. A homer is a homer. Bryson Stott is coming on up. And Stott takes a curveball that's on the outside corner for a called strike. Count is 1-0. Or 0-1, I should say. The 0-1 pitch. This one's blooped out over towards right center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit in front of Tyler O'Neill. And Bryson Stott bloops out a single, and the Phillies will flip the lineup card as Trey Turner will make his way back into the batting box for the 2nd time tonight. Looked like Stott got a hanging curveball there that he was just able to fling out towards right center. Liked how he just didn't really want to do too much with that and just put the ball in play. Again, just got it off the end of the bat. Kramer said, defense, can you help me out a little bit? put his hands up and says, oh, come on. So a timeout will be taken. The Orioles pitching coach is going to go out there to have a conversation with Adley and Dean. His name is Drew French. He was hired during the 2004 season. Took over for Chris Holt. He's 41 years old. He was also a coach for the Atlanta Braves. And now Trey Turner comes up. He lined out to left his first time up. Stott leads off at first, and the pitch. It's a foul ball from Trey Turner. Turner has not gotten a hit since Friday. He's just 1 for 17 so far in the month of August, coming on into tonight. The toss bat to first. It's not in time. Turner did hit 268 in the month of July. 0-1. That's down for a ball. The A's already have a 5-0 lead against the Washington Nationals. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Turner. The 1-1, swing and a miss. He went guessing after a cutter. And so the count is now 1-2. Three 0 Phillies on an RBI double from Brandon Marsh and a 2-run homer from Max Kepler in the 1-2 pitch. High bouncer it over to third base. The throw, the second, not in time. Everybody's safe. And so they'll call it an infield single from Trey Turner as Stott beat out the throw over to second base. And the next man up is Kyle Schwarber. Let's see again. It was a high bouncer hit over to third. Westberg got it, made the throw to second, and Stott, who would have been out by force, just beat the throw over to second. And so Kyle Schwarber is coming back up to the plate. King Kyle. Let's go. Kremer in another jam gets set at the belt, and the first pitch is taken down for ball 1 to Kyle Schwarber. All right. Drop a Schwarber emoji in the chat and drop the crowns. Charge! 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch to Schwarber, and it's up high for ball 2. Wanted to see how they ruled that. They did. They called it an infield single. Stott's at second. Turner's at first. The 2-0 to Schwarber, and he takes a sinker right down the middle for strike 1. Schwarber batting .298 with 2 outs and with runners in scoring position. 7 homers and 29 RBI. The 2-1 to Kyle, and he grounds this one foul towards the first base side. Showing those bombs that he hit yesterday. Let's go, King Kyle. Love it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 to Schwarber, foul ball. Chat, you guys crack me up. Harper waits in the on-deck circle. 33 pitches in this inning alone for Dean Kremer. The 2-2 to Kyle, and he lays off. Took the splitter down for ball 3. And so the count is full. Very dangerous to a lethal hitter. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Stotts at second. Turner's at first. 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. The payoff pitch to Schwarber, and it's inside for ball 4. They tried to see if he went around. Did he go? No, he did not. And so the bases are loaded for Bryce Harper. So Schwarber gets on with a walk, and that's going to put Stott over at third. It'll also put Turner at second base, and Schwarber goes on over to first. And Harper will be the 9th man to bat. Over his last 20 games, 26 hits, a .333 average, and 14 RBI as well, including 8 homers. See if you can come through here in the guts. The table is set for Bryce Harper. And was there a timeout on the mound? They're showing Bryce as he steps on into the box. Adley Rutschman is going back behind the plate, so I assume that there was a meeting on the mound. Yaramil Geraldo is getting loosened up in the bullpen for the Baltimore Orioles. Base is juiced, bottom of the second, 2 outs. The first pitch, and this one is flied out over towards right center field. And who's going to get there? The center fielder will out in the alleyway. It'll make the catch, and the inning is over. So, the Phillies do tack on 3 runs, including a 2-run homer from Max Kepler and an RBI double from Brandon Marsh. We go to the top of the 3rd inning, 3-0 Phillies. We'll be back. Alrighty, welcome aboard, everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. We're going to the top of the 3rd inning. Phillies lead it 3-0 against the Baltimore Orioles. Walker's going back out there to pitch, and he fires a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. That's to Colby Mayo, hitting just .209 on the season. 29 pitches for Walker, and the 0-1 is high for a ball. Phillies had bases loaded in the bottom of the second, and Harper flied out to right center to end the inning. 1-1, foul ball. The good news, though, is that they did get 3 runs, including an RBI double from Brandon Marsh. That was followed up by a 2-run shot from Max Kepler. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We have 310 people on here watching. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, diving, stop by Sosa. He gets up, and he throws over to first. It's in time for out number 1. That was a bullet hit over to Sosa. He was playing over towards the line. He had to dive very quickly to get over to that ball. And then he got up and then fired a strike over to first base and threw it right towards Harper's chest for out number 1. Very good play by Edmundo Sosa. The pitch. That is outside for a ball. You like Duran's red glove. I'll tell you, I like Sosa's glove over at third. 1-0. That is outside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes in the 2-0. This one's popped up over towards the left side of the mound. Stock gets under it, though. Calls off Sosa and everybody else in the infield to make the grab. There's out number 2. That was Dylan Carlson who came on up to the plate. The next man up will be Jackson Holliday. And Holliday takes a called strike at the knees. So for those of you that weren't here earlier, are you okay? I asked this before, I'll ask this again. Are you okay with the DH winning MVP? 1 ball, 1 strike. That's to Jackson Holliday. 2 away, top of the 3rd. The windup and the 1-1, swing and a miss. And the count is now 1-2. Steve says no. And why is that? 1-2. That is outside and high for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and this one's grounded over towards the right side. The throw over to first is in time for out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-0 Phillies. JT is coming up. Larry says, I am now. Yes, if he means that much to the team, Phillies are nothing without Schwarber's power. Okay, so this is where like I'm curious to see like what Steve has to say. Okay, because that to me is one of the main reasons why I feel the way that I feel. Okay, now could we argue that the Dodgers last year with Shohei Ohtani, because he did not pitch last year, would the Dodgers have made it to the World Series if it weren't for Shohei Ohtani? Because I think part of me says yes. Another part of me says they would have had a shot, but they're not as deep. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like it should be offensive and defensive skills, says Steve. No, he's right to like have an opinion on this. You might disagree with him, but I want to hear both sides. I do. I want to hear both sides. I think that it's valuable. Would Schwarber be a better MVP candidate if he was playing left field every day? And see, that's my argument too. I said this before as well. When we think about Schwarber, would he be a better MVP candidate if he was playing left field every day? I would say no for his case. Without Kyle Rowe, the Orioles. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's an interesting conversation. Ortiz won MVP in 05, right? Was it 05? Ohtani won it last year for being a DH. So, JJ, what about the times a pitcher has won MVP? That's fair, too. That's fair, too. The pitch. And that is outside and low for a ball. That's an interesting point. So then my question to you, do they have... there's no such thing as Offensive Player of the Year. It was 06. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was more no. Okay, gotcha. 1 ball, 1 strike to JT Realmuto. 1-1. There's a line drive caught by Kremer for out number 1. Larry says, I used to feel that way, but hitting is the most impactful thing. If he's hitting at an MVP level, he's extremely valuable. So let's just say that Kyle, okay, if Kyle hits 60 homers this year, should he, for those people that are saying that a DH shouldn't do it, if he hits 60 homers this year and like wins the Triple Crown or something along those lines, then does he deserve the MVP? Pitchers have their own award. They shouldn't be eligible for MVP. So then I agree with that. I agree with that. I really do. The ball is 1 strike because Paul brought that up. So I think that that's fair. 0-1. There's a ground ball hit over towards shortstop and a barehanded play by Gunnar. He throws it over to first. It's in time. Kremer tried to get off the mound really quickly, and he tried to take a tumble for the ball. Gunnar was there to back it up, and he just barehanded it on the ground and threw it over to first from the side and made an excellent play to get Nick Castellanos out. That's why he's an incredible defensive player at shortstop. Think about it. Okay, a player sits on the bench and most times doesn't get a hit. Kyle comes off the bench and produces, and without him, this team would be at best just a 500 team or less. The pitch, and that is high and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, and that's to Brandon Marsh. 1 ball, no strikes, and the 1-0, and that is outside for ball 2. Two and 0 is the count. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Phillies are winning 3-0. They got an RBI double from Brandon Marsh and a 2-run homer from Max Kepler in the bottom of the 2nd. Marsh is up again, and he takes the 2-0 high for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. The 3-0 to Marsh. And he stares at a fastball at the knees, taken for strike 1. Five seconds left on the pitch clock. The 3-1 on the way, and there's a swing and a miss. And the count is now full. Okay, only one. Then guess DH MVP for Ohtani was just a one-time thing for other reasons, especially if people want to weasel their words to say Kyle doesn't deserve or get it. 3-2. This one's popped up over towards the right side of shallow right field, and Holiday gets under it. He'll make the grab. The inning is over. We're going to the top of the 4th. The Phillies do lead it 3-0. Barry Bonds is the closest because he was pretty much a black hole at defense during 01 through 04. But he still played defense. He still contributed and caught fly balls out in right field. But were they spectacular plays that he made? No. But he still technically was a two-way player. I mean, he gets 59 to 60 homers. That's pretty damn good. Oh, absolutely it is. It 1,000% is. And I agree that if he's providing value, if he's hitting grand slams, okay, and if he's hitting 300 with runners in scoring position, and you have to walk him, that's a lot of value. There's a lot of value to that. And so I think it's plain and simple, but that's just how my mind runs. But I understand from other people's perspectives, they feel like you got to be a full-time position player. You got to play. You got to be a two-way player. You can't just be a one-dimensional type of a guy. That's why they have gold gloves, right? But then it just doesn't make sense because they don't have Offensive Player of the Year. But to me, there's more value. There's a lot more value from great offense compared to great defense. Not saying that great defense doesn't provide any value at all, but to me, what impacts a baseball season more is great offense. So, but that's where I stand on it. But again, feel free to chime on into the conversation because I think it's a good debate to have. Jordan Westburg is coming on up. And the pitch, there's a ground ball, and it's played on a hop by Stott. The throw to first, oh, what a play. That was hit towards Stott's right side. He just got there, didn't even have to dive for it, and he just was off balance. He spinned, he turned, he threw it on a bounce over to first, and there's one out in the top of the fourth inning. Again, he had to run a little ways just to get on over to that ball towards his right side, and he was off balance. He had to spin, he had to turn, and he threw it. And that was like a Chase Utley type of a play, really. I mean, that was pretty impressive. And he just, and I mean just, got Westburg out. Phillies defense shining so far. The pitch. It's 1-1 to Gunnar Henderson. Flashing the leather, Bryson Stott. 1-1. The 1-1. That's grounded foul. Go watch that Bryson Stott play. Again, that was hit towards the hole. 1-2. That's going to be bounced foul. Almost got through that hole. It's okay. Phillies are cursed with awards. We may not win Cy Young again, and Schwarber doesn't win MVP. 1-2. That's inside for ball two. Phillies defense has gotten better in the last couple of weeks. Oh, I agree with that. Over the last two games specifically, they've been pretty darn good. 2-2. Ground ball hit back over to Taijuan, and he throws it quickly over to first and gets Gunnar out. And Adley Rutschman is coming up. Let's go, Walker. Yes. Taijuan Walker, 47 pitches. 3 1/3, 2 hits allowed, 2 strikeouts, no walks. The splitter has looked really good. And so is the cutter. The pitch on the way, and that's up high for a ball. The 1-0 to Adley, and he throws another cutter that he takes right down the middle for a strike. A's are now up 7-0. Hernai's homered. Rooker had an RBI single. Soderstrom had a 2-run single. Langeliers homered. Pitch. And that is lined out to left for a base hit. And it takes a bounce in front of Max Kepler. So there's a 2-out single. Where did Hernai's come from? He's been He seems to be like a really nice player. He's a rookie, too. 2 outs, top of the 4th, and Tyler O'Neill is up. And the pitch. That's in there for a strike. The ball is 1 strike. Walker kicks, fires, throws the pitch low, according to Chris Siegel. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The A's, as we speak, they now lead at 9-0. J.J. Bleday homered. 1-1. Popped up over towards the left side. Turner is right next to Sosa, and Turner calls off Sosa to make the catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Philadelphia. All right. Guys, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, too. I want us to make sure that we do that right now. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We go on for all the Phillies, the Sixers, and the Eagles games as well. We also do Diamond Zone, which is really awesome. We'll be doing another episode of that tomorrow night. The Phillies are off tomorrow night. They play in the afternoon, and we'll do the final game of that series. And if you love baseball, I encourage you to go check that out. If you have players that are going in fantasy baseball, it's a really, really good thing for you. And it's a lot of fun. So, again, I encourage you guys to go check that out. If somebody could drop my Diamond Zone link, that would be great. And, yeah, also feel free to go check out some of my other content, too. So, yeah, let's try to get to 300 likes. Let's try to do it now. Under 9 total. You had the under 9 for this game? Okay. We have 134 likes. Let's get to 300. We have 370 people on here watching. Three 0 Philadelphia, thanks to a 2-run homer from Max Kepler and an RBI double from Brandon Marsh. Let's check in on the Mets game really quickly. The Mets currently do lead at 2-0. They're in the top of the 3rd against the Cleveland Guardians. And again, the Phillies are going to the bottom of the 4th. And please vote on that poll. Make sure that you guys do that. Kepler is coming on up to the plate. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Kremer will get set at the belt again. 61 pitches for him. And the pitch to Kepler, this one's lined out to right, and that's a fair ball. It's going all the way over towards the 330 sign out in right field, and Kepler will get on with an easy double. It was hit out towards that right field line. It stayed fair, and he is over at second base with a stand-up double. That's to start off the inning. 2 extra base hits from Max Kepler. That's his 15th double of the season as well. The last time Kepler had 2 hits was on July 26th. The pitch on the way. That is swung on and missed. I don't know if he's ever had a 2 extra base hit game this year, though. That might be his first. 0-1 to Sosa, swing and a miss. That's actually his first double since, I believe, June 13th. He didn't have any doubles in July. None. No balls, 2 strikes to Edmundo Sosa. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. 3-0 Phillies, and the 0-2 is low and outside for a ball. So there you have it, his first double since June. June 13th, almost 2 months ago. One ball, 2 strikes to Edmundo Sosa. Kremer gets set at the belt, gets the signs from Adley, and deals, and Sosa strikes out again on a splitter that was low. Bryson Stott is coming on up. Why couldn't Kepler be like this all year? Well, again, he hasn't doubled since June 13th. That should tell you a lot. The pitch on the way, and that's taken for a called strike. Stott did single in the second. Bottom of the fourth, 1 out. And the 0-1 pitch is way up high for ball 1. His one extra base hit, or his one extra base games are rare enough. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 to Stott, and he flies this one out over towards deep right field. That one's going back towards the track, and it is off the top of the wall. And so, Kepler is going to be rounding third. He'll be waved home. The center fielder bobbles it for a second. And so Kepler will score. Stott's over at third. It's 4-0 Phillies as Bryson Stott gets on with an RBI triple. That thing was just inches from getting on out of here. O'Neill tried to jump, and then it hit off the former out-of-town scoreboard sign, and he had to go run on after it. Meanwhile, the center fielder, Dylan Carlson, who tried to go after the ball, when he fielded it, he bobbled it with his bare hand for a quick second, and that's what allowed Stott to go over to third. And Trey Turner's coming on up, and Turner will foul off the pitch that he sees. So we'll see if that's called an RBI triple. They call it a triple because they said that that was Stott's third triple of the season. So Stott and Kepler each have 2 hit games. The 0-1, and there's a swing and a miss. Well, the analytics certainly seem to be working because Marsh, Kepler, and Stott are each 5 or just 5 for 6 combined against Kremer. 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? No. Five of the 7 hits belonging to the lefties. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Turner got on with an infield single his last time up. The 1-2 to Turner, and he pops this one up over towards the right side of the infield. Holiday's there. He'll make the catch over towards the first base side. He called off Kobe Mayo. And there is out number 2. And Schwarber is going to come on up again for the Philadelphia Phillies. That was the 25th time last night that Schwarber and Harper have homered in the same game. I feel like that should have happened more. But 25 is still a pretty good number. Actually, when you really think about it, that's actually pretty impressive because of Harper's Tommy John surgery. Pitch. And then it swung on and missed. It was in the dirt. Kyle did walk back in the second. No balls, 1 strike. That's to Kyle Schwarber. 0-1 to Kyle. Ground ball towards the right side. Second baseman Holiday has it. Tosses it over to first. The inning is over. The Phillies do get an RBI triple from Bryson Stott. And we go to the top of the 5th. 4-0 Philadelphia. 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 Round out. Woo. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scores right now while we're at it. The Red Sox currently are winning against the Kansas City Royals 1-0. That's going to the top of the fourth inning. Brewers and Braves are on as well. Milwaukee has bases loaded in the top of the third inning, and they currently have a 1-0 advantage. The Astros and Marlins are also on. It's 4-1 Houston as they go to the top of the fifth inning. The Twins are winning 5-1 out in Detroit against the Tigers. The Giants, they lead at 3-1 out in Pittsburgh at PNC Park. The Mets are up 2-0 in the bottom of the third inning against the Cleveland Guardians. And those are all the games going on right now at this moment in time. We got Yankees-Rangers tonight at 8:05. We also have Blue Jays and Rockies at 8:40. And then we got Reds and Cubs at 8:05. White Sox, Mariners at 9:40. Padres and Diamondbacks at 9:40. And then Rays, Angels at 9:38. And Cardinals and Dodgers at 10:10. So those are all the games that are going on today, all the matchups. And we now go to the top of the fifth inning. Phillies do lead at 4-0. The lefties have done a lot of damage. Max Kepler had a 2-run homer. Brandon Marsh had an RBI double. And Bryson Stott had an RBI triple. Walker is going back out there for his fifth inning of work. And he throws a curveball that's taken down for a ball. One ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 is outside for ball two. Vegas says that Philadelphia is absolutely favored right now. They're at minus 1,800. And the Orioles are at plus 750 on the money line. So they're huge underdogs. 2-1. That is grounded foul. Tommy Lee surgery. Oh my gosh. Tommy Lee Jones surgery. You guys are insane. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball off the foot of Walker. It goes over towards the right side to second base. Stott has it, throws it over to first in time. And hopefully Walker's okay. He's walking back over towards the hill. Don't know if the trainers are going to go out there or not. But just got a piece of his right foot, his right ankle area. And then Stott was shifted perfectly towards that right side and got Cowser out. So that is a 1-4-3 ground out. He says he's okay. Here's Jackson. They'll ground the first pitch that he sees foul. One, 4, 3. 0-1 pitch. It's in there for strike 2. Jeremiah Jackson is DHing. 0-2 on the way. That is outside. He's 25 years old. He was playing out in right field. 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. And Taijuan Walker records his third strikeout of the evening. And Kobe Mayo will be the next man up. Mayo has been with the Orioles since 2024. The pitch on the way. Foul ball. The ball is one strike in the pitch. Line drive hit out over towards right field for a base hit. Castellanos plays it on the ground. And so there is a 2-out single from Kobe. He is aboard at first base. Remember when he was on the Aberdeen Ironbirds? He was drafted by the Orioles back in 2020. Got to see him play when he was on Aberdeen. Got to call some of those games for the Blue Rocks when they played the Ironbirds. The pitch. And that is taken for a called strike. He was assigned to the Aberdeen Ironbirds to begin the 2022 season, and then in late June was promoted to the Bowie Bay Sox for Double-A. So I just got to see him one time. One ball, one strike to Dylan Carlson. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-2. One-two pitch, and that's outside for ball 2. What's going on in chat? You guys are insane. Two balls, two strikes. The 2-2 pitch. It's low for ball 3. You guys are too funny. Wasn't it Robert Lee? Wasn't it Robert Lee? Maybe not. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the 5th. 3-2 on the way, swing and a miss. And the inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-0 Philadelphia as the Phillies come back up to the plate. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. We have 376 people rocking with us tonight. And, yeah. 146 likes. Let's go. Yeah, that was Robert Lee. Yes. Yeah, that's what I thought. What's everyone's guess on the Phillies' record ending the season? Guys, yes or no, does the team get to 95 wins? Where are they at now? They're at 64. Do they get to 95? So that would mean that they are now what? They've played 112 games. This is game number 113. So they would have to win essentially 31 of their last 50 games. Do they get to 95? Is the question that I have. I'll go 92-70. Okay, Paul says 93. Okay. 93. It's a good question. How do we feel about the team wins? Can they get to 95? Yes or no? The old farts is 99-63. They'd have to win 35 of their next 50. That's a lot. They can go 30-20, and that's 94 wins. Yeah. Here comes Bryce Harper. And Harper takes the first pitch that he sees high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Bryce Harper. The 1-0 pitch is a curveball that's in there for a called strike. It hit the upper third of the zone. Look at the teams that they play, though. Yeah, I don't have the schedule in front of me, but I know that they play the Mets 2 more series. 1-1. That's a foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes. Close but no. 89-93, says Larry. Okay. 1-2 to Harper. There's a foul ball. I think that 93 is a good, I think that's a good target for them. 93, I think, is fair. I think 95 is a little bit high. I don't know. Or maybe not a little bit high, but I feel like that the 93 that they can get to, and that's like a really good, solid goal. The pitch. This one's grounded over towards second base. Gunnar Henderson has it and throws it on over to first to get Bryce Harper out. Nice play by Gunnar. He just continues to play good defense over at short. And now bring up JT to the plate. JT takes way outside and low for ball 1. He is lined out twice. He's 0 for 2. One ball, no strikes to JT Realmuto. And the 1-0 is outside for ball 2. Keep hitting that like button, folks. We have 390 people on here. Keep those likes coming. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0. That's in there for a strike. The real question is how many wins is needed to win the division. I think 95 is good. Is probably what's going to be needed for the division. 2-1. Line drive, base hit out to center field, and JT gets on with a 1-out single. So a good swing by JT. He's been really hitting the ball better. I think I've said that for the last couple of days, but that really is the case. So a nice swing there. And Nick Castellanos is the next man up. It's getting pretty dark. Casty in the box. The pitch. That's taken low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Nick, and the 1-0 is fouled away. The pitch was inside. Nick tonight 1 for 2. Kremer's pitch count now is at 86. Dean is now 29 years old. He became the first Israeli drafted by an MLB team and made his debut back in September of 2020. 2 balls, 1 strike. Eight seconds left on the pitch clock. JT leads off over at first. The 2-1 delivery to Nick. He grounds this one over to shortstop Henderson to Holiday for 1, and Holiday to Mayo for 2. And the inning is over, 6-4-3. And we go to the top of the 6th. It's still a 4-0 lead for Philadelphia. Holiday will lead it off for Baltimore when they return. But yeah, what are your thoughts about this? Can't see the Mets winning 95. I think that they win 90. Okay, well, like let's take a look at the Phillies schedule here. Okay, if I were to tell you, actually, can I do a window capture? I might be able to do a window capture of this. Let's do it. Window capture. Okay. Here's the schedule. Okay? I don't know if you guys can see this. I will get this up a little bit further. I will make this clear for you guys. Okay. So we play Baltimore, and then we go to Texas. Okay? Then we go to Cincinnati. After that, we play the Nationals, the Mariners, the Nationals again. Then we play in New York. And then we play at home against the Atlanta Braves to wrap up August. Okay? And then in September, we got Milwaukee for 3 games. And then Miami for 3 games. We play the Mets for a 4-game series. The Royals for 3. Okay? The Dodgers for 3. The Diamondbacks for 3. And then the Marlins again for 3. And then we wrap up against the Minnesota Twins. The stretch from Milwaukee to Kansas City, to the Dodgers, I think looks like the toughest one. But that's just me. The pitch. And that's in there for a strike. Walker is back out there on the hill. The ball is 1 strike. And the pitch. And that is grounded over to short. And the throw over to first is in time. Can you see that? Hold up 1 second. One ball, no strikes. That's to Jordan Westberg. The 1-0 is inside. And I actually got a piece of him. So he'll be rewarded first base. Cincinnati, Washington, Seattle, Washington again. It's New York, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Miami, New York again. Gunnar is up, and the pitch is flied out over towards left field. Kepler doesn't have to run too far, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. I don't think it's that bad of a schedule. I really don't. Let's go. 2 outs, top of the 6th, and Adley Rutschman is coming up. And the pitch. And that is taken inside for a ball. Seattle is tough. Arizona is done. Are they? I guess maybe. One ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 pitch is up high for ball 2. Brewers, Mets, Dodgers, only big series. I would put the Royals up there too. 2-0. That's outside for ball 3. Ryan Noda waits in the on-deck circle. 3-0 pitch. And that is in there for a called strike. Three balls, 1 strike on the 3-1. There's a high fly ball hit out to deep right field. It's hooking foul, and it will stay foul. The Mets, though, have a tough schedule because they play Milwaukee, Atlanta, Seattle, Washington, and then Atlanta again. But then they play the Phillies, the Marlins. Don't take that team for granted. And then the Tigers and the Reds, and then the Phillies again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2. That's a foul ball. It's interesting. Phillies lead at 4-0. They had an RBI double from Brandon Marsh, along with a 2-run homer from Max Kepler, and then Bryson Stott had an RBI triple. The triple was back in the bottom of the 4th. Three balls, 2 strikes. That's to Adley Rutschman. 82 pitches for Walker. The 3-2 on the way. Swinging a ground ball, hit over to second base. Stott has it, and he'll make the throw over to first to get the easy out there. And that's the final out of the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Phillies, 8 hits. And Marsh, Kepler, and Sosa will be coming on up. Okay. All right. What we're going to go do now is we are going to go say hi to BW. All right. We will go say hi to BW, and we hope to see you guys on over there. All right? Let's go say hi to BW. I'm going to drop his link right now. There it is. And let's outduel him on the donations as well. All right. Whoops. Why is this not working? Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, hold up. For some reason, this is not working. Really odd. Okay. All right, let's go say that really, really quickly. All right, be right back. Bottom of the 6th inning, Brandon Marsh is up at the plate for Philadelphia, and the pitch is fouled away. Orioles bird watcher. There he is. The ball is 1 strike. The 0-1 is in there is inside for a ball. One. That's in there for strike 2 to Brandon Marsh. And so the count is 1-2. There we go. Let's get his likes up. Thank you guys so much for doing that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2. And that is low and outside for ball 2. Working, JJ? Working. Gotta get better with that. Marsh is in the batter's box. The 2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And Dean Kremer gets his 5th strikeout of the ball game. Max Kepler is coming on up. And Kepler is going to pop this one foul. Lou, thank you so much for the sub. And PJ, thank you so much for the gifted membership, my friend. Or was that a membership? It was just a member. Yeah. PJ gifted the membership to Lou. Love it. That's great. Lou did not sub. I don't know why it says. That's so weird. It says sub from Lou and a membership from PJ. That's not correct. Thank you so much. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's to Max Kepler. The 1-1 pitch. He went around. And that'll make the count now 1-2. Bottom of the 6th. 1 out. And by the way, the Guardians tied it up 2-2 in the New York Mets game. Virginia, thank you very much for the sub. That's so nice. 1-2 to Kepler, and he fouls this one away. This will probably be, you would assume, Kramer's last batter because he has 97 pitches. And Sosa is up next. Orion is warming up in the Phillies bullpen. 1-2 to Kepler, and he flies this one out towards left center field. And on the run is Cowser in the alleyway, and he'll make the grab. He was able to call off Dylan Carlson. Kramer's going to stay back out there. And Edmundo Sosa will be the next man up for the Phillies. They're still keeping... They're still going to go to him. Interesting. 2 away, bottom of the 6th. And the pitch to Sosa is low and outside for ball 1. Phillies lead at 4-0, bottom of the 6th. 2 away, 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, inside for ball 2. Shishi, what's going on? How are you? 2 balls, no strikes to Sosa, and the pitch. There's a big swing and a miss, and he also lost the bat too. The bat just went flying out of his hand, and it went over towards the Baltimore dugout. 2 balls, 1 strike to Edmundo Sosa. And the 2-1. Fly ball hit out over towards right field. It is a foul ball. And that'll make the count now 2-2. Excuse me. Two balls, two strikes to Edmundo Sosa. The 2-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And Sosa has struck out all 3 times today. And we go to the top of the 7th. We'll be right back. We're going to take another quick step off. And I will see you very, very soon. Phillies lead at 4-0. Taijuan Walker, 6 scoreless innings. And Orion Kerkering is going to go out there to pitch the top of the 7th. Kerkering, 6-4 this year, 41 strikeouts and 40 2/3 of an inning. And the first pitch from Orion is a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-1 to Ryan Noda. 4 hits allowed. That's it. Just 4 hits. He did a remarkable job today. The ball is 1 strike, and the 0-1 check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. One ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. And that is taken for strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the next pitch is taken down for ball 3. 3-2 pitch. There's a ground ball hit over towards the right side. Stott has it, picks it up, throws it over to first. It's in time for out number 1. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. And that way you will know when we do go live for all the Phillies games. No balls, 1 strike. That's to Colton Cowser. 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. The 0-2. That is taken inside and low for a ball. The 1-2 pitch. That is outside for ball 2. 2-2 is the count. 1 out, top of the 7th, and the 2-2 pitch is down for ball 3. Phillies lead 4-0 in the top of the 7th inning. By the way, the Athletics have 16 hits and 10 runs scored. 3-2 on the way. Strike 3 called, and there is out number 2. Here in the top of the 7th. Love it. All right. Sorry about that. I had to take care of something. And now we're back in the moment. I don't usually like to be on my phone that much while I'm calling a game. I'm not even really on the socials, even though some would say that I should be live tweeting during games. It just distracts me. The pitch is in there for a called strike to Jeremiah Jackson. 0-1 pitch. He chops it foul towards third. And the count is 0-2. That game is tied up. We have 395 people on here watching. And again, we appreciate you guys for taking time out of your day. Is Jack here? What's up, Jack? 0-2. And a foul ball. Very good job by Walker. Yeah, he did great. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 away, top of the 7th. The 17th pitch of the inning. Here it is. Swing and a miss. And the inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. Orion Kerkering gets himself a 1-2-3 inning and strikes out 2 batters. And stretch time out in Philadelphia. I'm going to ask you a Phillies trivia question, and if you get it right, you'll hear this. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this. All right. Who was the last Phillies pitcher to throw an immaculate inning? Who was the last Phillies pitcher to throw an immaculate inning? Let me know. An immaculate inning. It's where you have 9 pitches, all are strikes, and you get 3 strikeouts. David says Hamels. Hamels is correct. And during that game, there's another part to this question. Cole Hamels is correct. Cole Hamels is correct. Does anybody remember which win that was in his career? Does anybody remember the number of wins he had in that game? Cole Hamels is correct. Yes. Anybody want to guess which win number that was for Cole in his career? 200. That was not his 200th win. Not his 69th. 100. Correct. That was, he accomplished that feat while also earning his 100th career win in that same game. Here's Bryson Stott and the pitch. And that is taken for a called strike. Yep. Good job, guys. Very good job. Stott is 2 for 2 with a single, a triple, and an RBI. The ball is 1 strike. The 0-1, and that is down and away for a ball. It was back on May 17th of 2014. One ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch. And there is a foul ball. So the count is 1-2. Was really nice to see Walker have a good game. I agree with that. Congratulations, David. 1-2 on the way, swing and a miss. And so Wolfram gets his first strikeout of the inning. And Paul, Wayne, Vigilant Tracker, and Dr. MP for saying 100. That was correct, too. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Trey Turner is in the box, and he takes a curveball in there for strike 1. Trey 1 for 3 with a single back in the 2nd. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The ball is 1 strike. The 0-1 to Trey, swing and a miss. Hit that thumbs up button, people! Let's go. Nothing in 2 is the count to Trey. The 0-2. And it's up high and inside for a ball. Wolfram, 2-0 with an 8.49 earned run average. 1-2 pitch. That is smacked foul. He's gone 11 2/3, and he's given up 11 earned runs, 9 walks, and 16 hits. 1-2 pitch, and he takes it down low, Trey Turner, that is, for ball 2. Romano is warming up in the Phillies bullpen along with Matt Strom. The 2-2 pitch to Turner. And a called strike 3 on the outside edge. And there is out number 2. He looked at a curveball. And goes back to the dugout. 2 away. It was a good pitch. It had a lot of life to it, but was surprised that Turner didn't go after that. That'll bring up Kyle Schwarber. He's 0 for 2. The first pitch is inside for ball 1 at 97 miles per hour. 1 ball, no strikes to Kyle Schwarber. And Bryce Harper is in the on-deck circle. Wolfram with the 1-0, big swing and a miss. How are those Mets doing? It's 2-2 in the top of the 6th. Wow. The 1-1 to Schwarber, and it's fouled away. So the count is now 1-2. If the Phillies win and the Mets lose, the Phillies will be 2.5 games above the New York Mets. And the magic number to clinch the NL East would be at 47. Two balls, two strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Five seconds left on the pitch clock. The 2-2 on the way to Kyle. It's low and outside for ball 3. I'm ready, baby. Charge! 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff pitch to Schwarber, and there's a line drive base hit out to right field. Schwarber gets on with a single, and so Bryce Harper is coming up to the plate for the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, wasn't a homer, but we'll certainly take it. Here comes Harper. He's hitless in 3 at-bats today. And he takes the first pitch low in the dirt for ball 1. Harper did fly out with the bases loaded to end the 2nd inning. He also struck out and grounded out, too. Wolfram gets set again at the belt. He kicks, he deals, and the 1-0 is way up high for ball 2. We need insurance like a good neighbor. Kyle is there. Dude, that would be awesome if he could get a State Farm deal. 2-0 to Bryce. That's in there for a called strike. Look, Romano has been a disaster, but we need to still cheer for him while he's a Philly. The 2-1 to Harper, and he pops this one up. It's a mile high over towards third base. And there to make the grab by the bag for out number 3 will be Jordan Westberg. And we will go to the top of the 8th inning. The Phillies still lead at 4-0. That is the good news. Against the Baltimore Orioles. Not a lot of offense really provided in this game for the Phillies, but you know, they got a very good outing today from Taijuan Walker, and we just have to wait and see if this bullpen can hold down the fort. You know, we'll definitely have to wait and see about that. Where are we at with the likes? Can we get back to 300 for 2 days in a row? I don't think we've done that at all this year. We're at 211. If the Mets game is in the top of the 7th, by the time this game ends, we'll do it. We'll do it. Well, it will be because the Mets are in the bottom of the 6th. So after this, we'll do the Mets game, and we'll see how that game ends, and then we'll do our post-game show. All right, we'll do it for tonight, and hopefully you guys will stay on here for that. Phillies are going to the top of the 8th. Mets and Guardians are tied 2-2. The Mets are in the bottom of the 6th. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel too. You know, the Marlins are sort of creeping up there. They're 7 games behind the Mets. And they're 8.5 behind Philadelphia. Phillies will wrap up their series tomorrow afternoon against the Baltimore Orioles. Strom is actually going to go out there to pitch, which I thought was going to be the case. The game tomorrow will be at 12:35 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be Ranger Suarez facing Trevor Rogers. And Rogers has actually been really good for the Orioles. Strom is out there on the hill for Philadelphia, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Now, I don't know if he pitched on Saturday because I didn't watch the game. I wasn't here for it. But it feels like he hasn't pitched in a while. He did pitch on Saturday. Okay. It was his only outing of August. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch. That is taken outside for a ball. Yeah, the last time I saw him was on the 27th, and that was against the Yankees. So it's been like, what, a week? 1-1. Swing and a miss. That's the Kobe Mayo. This lineup against Matt Strom, lifetime, is 1 for 17. Top of the 8th inning. Nobody on, nobody out. The 1-2 from Strom. Swing and a miss. A 94-mile-per-hour fastball thrown by Strom on the outside corner. And so there's 1 away. Strom nodded his head and said, "Yep, I got him." And he most certainly did. Rising Rhino is here. How are you doing, my friend? Guys, go follow Rising Rhino for all your football needs. The pitch on the way. Fly ball hit out over towards center field. And Marsh is there over towards the State Farm sign. And he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down. Strom with 5 pitches. And he gets 2 outs. Phillies still lead at 4-0. 9 hits for the Philadelphia Phillies. The Orioles just have 4. The pitch. And that's down. The Orioles have not gotten a hit since the 5th inning. One ball, no strikes, and that's to Jackson Holliday. Strom will get set above the letters. And he kicks. He deals. The pitch is swung on and missed. That was a pretty good slider thrown by Matt Strom. And the count is 1-1. Yarmil Geraldo is warming up in the pen for Baltimore. And he will pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Foul ball from Jackson Holliday. He's 0 for 3. Holliday, 21 years old. His dad, of course, was Matt Holliday. And then his younger brother, Ethan Holliday, got drafted by the Colorado Rockies this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 on the way, and that is way outside for ball 2. Holliday just has 2 hits in the month of August. The last time that he homered was on July 23rd. 2-2 pitch, another foul ball. And Strom was not happy about that. He did not want to throw that pitch. He was a little bit animated that he did that. Two balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and a called strike 3 to end the inning. Freeze frame on the fastball. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-0 Philadelphia. Nice job by Matt Strom to be able to get out of that inning. Whew. Good stuff. That was nice. I like the setup role for Matt Strom. I really feel like that you have a very unique position now with Yohan Duran as the closer. I really feel this way. Okay, Kerkering for the 7th, Strom for the 8th, and Duran for the 9th. That's how it should be. Romano shouldn't be out there. You could maybe flip-flop and do Orion for the 8th and Strom for the 7th. And then when Alvarado comes back, maybe you could throw him on in there for the 8th. I don't care. But in the playoffs, which is where this team wants to be at, and I expect now that they're going to get there. So Strom, Orion, and Duran is how I would go about it with what I'm seeing right now. But how would you set it up? Who is your pitcher for the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th? If the Phillies have the lead and they're up by like 2 runs, what's your ideal 7th, 8th, 9th inning rotation or setup look like? Let me know. Hitting all my parlays. Topper is thinking to himself, I should have Strom go out for one more inning. Strom or Alvarado for the 8th in a week or so. See, I would ease Alvarado back into things because I don't just want to throw him out there for the 8th inning. I want to see what he has. I know he's eligible to come back. I think it's the 21st. I have to double check on that. But regardless, you don't want to put him in a high leverage situation at first when he's back out there. But I would have him possibly go the 6th. And then if we have to use Romano's like maybe a 5th, 6th inning guy. I don't know. That's where I stand, though. But where do you stand? Paul says Strom for the 7th, Orion for the 8th, and Duran for the 9th. Yaramil Geraldo is going to go out there to pitch for Baltimore. He's gone 5 2/3. He has a 3.18 earned run average. 2 homers allowed on the season. Opponents are also hitting 190 against him. JT is coming on up to bat for Philadelphia. Bottom of the 8th. Nobody out. And the pitch is inside for a ball. So once this game is done, we'll go on over to the Mets game. 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. The Mets currently are in the top of the 7th. Cleveland is up. There's 2 outs, nobody on. And then we'll do the postgame show after that. Raymond, thank you so much for the sub. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch is down for ball 2. It depends, says Michael. Kirkering, Strom, Duran. Okay. Strom / Alvarado, Kirk, and then Duran. Yeah, I agree with that. Again, no reason why Max Lazar, any of those guys should be any other pitcher should be pitching in the 7th, 8th, or 9th if it's a close game. Unless it's back-to-back outings or, 2-2 pitch. This one is popped up over towards the first base side. Mayo's in foul ground. He'll be there to make the grab. And there's out number 1. Lazar and Duran are warming up in the Phillies bullpen. It's not a save opportunity, though. Castellanos is up at the plate. First pitch to Nick. That was outside, but it's called a strike anyways. No balls, 1 strike to Nick, and the 0-1 is swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2. Put Duran in there for the 9th. Lefty-righty stuff affects who comes in what order. No, I understand. And again, situation matters too. I get that as well. But ideally, 0-2. And there's a foul ball. We have 452 people on here watching. After this game is done, we'll then finish out by doing the rest of the Mets game to see if the Phillies can gain some ground in the NL East. And then we'll do our post-game show. We're going to try it out tonight. 0-2 on the way to Casty, swing and a miss. He most certainly went around. The pitch was high. He was guessing after it, and no need to appeal. That's my friend Raymond's, JJ. He's in the hospital. Can you say hi? Hello, my friend. Hello. Prayers for you. I hope that you're okay and that you get well soon. But thank you so much for stopping on by. Really appreciate you. I'll ring the bell for you. First pitch, and that's to Brandon Marsh, and that's in there for a strike. Welcome aboard, my friend. Any friend of Michael is a friend of mine. No balls, one strike in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ideally, Zach, Angel, and Christopher pitch complete game shutouts. Let's go. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2. That's way up high. Will the Guardians have 2 runners on? Geraldo with the 1-2 on the way to Marsh. Fly ball hit out over towards deep right field. That's going back towards the track, and it is gone! And it looks like Duran might not even have to come on in after all. 5-0 Phillies as the homers keep a-coming. Let's go! Brandon Marsh. Oh, gosh. That's his 6th homer of the season. And now Max Kepler will be the next man up. 5-0 Phillies, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, and the pitch is outside for ball 1 to Max Kepler. Let's go. Charge! The 1-0 pitch. It's popped up over towards the third base side in foul territory. He's going to get there. Third baseman Will, that's Westberg, and he makes the catch. Don't know how he hung on to that, but he did. And so, we're going to go to the top of the 9th inning. The Phillies lead it 5-0. And are 3 outs away from getting the shutout. The Guardians, by the way, they just took the lead. And now lead it 3-2 out in Queens. That's even better. Okay. So, again, just wanted to remind you that after this game is done, okay, we'll go on over to Queens. We'll finish out by doing the rest of the Mets game. They're in the top of the 7th, and we'll see how that game ends, and then we'll do the post-game show. All right? We'll see you all for that. Hopefully y'all will stay on, and we can continue to gain some ground against those Mets. Yes. Let's go. Yeah. We got our eyes on the scoreboard. Don't you worry about that. It's been a while since I've been here, but good to see JJ still killing it. James, my friend James. How are you? I'm so happy to see you. Feels like it's been months since I've seen you. You and Thomas Jefferson, and a couple other people. Yeah, it's feel like I've been a while since it feels like it's been a while since I saw you. You know, it's great. It's great to see you back on here. Phillies lead at 5-0. How do we get here, JJ? Max Kepler hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 2nd, and that was just that was a 2-run homer, and then Brandon Marsh before that had an RBI single. That made it 3-0. Bryson Stott had an RBI triple in the bottom of the 4th, and then Brandon Marsh hit a solo homer in the bottom of the 8th, and it's 5-0 nothing Philadelphia Phillies. Excuse me. Sorry. So Max Lazar is going to go out there for the ninth inning. Phillies have a 5-run lead. Lazar with a 4.91 ERA, 17 strikeouts in 25 innings of work, 4 homers allowed on the season as well, and Westberg will lead it off for Baltimore. Got a 1-year-old, and it's bedtime right around the Phillies games. I usually have you on, but I'm not active. My kid knows your voice. Aw. The pitch, ground ball, base hit out to left field. Kepler fields it, and a leadoff single by Jordan Westberg to start off the ninth inning. This goes back to your comment, my friend. Aww. That's so nice. Thank you. Okay. 451 people watching. Let's get those likes up to 300. Plus, we got the Mets game after this. We'll finish out by doing the rest of the Mets game, and then we got our post-game show. Gunnar Henderson is coming up. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. The first pitch, and that's outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. This one is popped up over towards the third base side, and now to play it goes. And the count is 1-1. The Phillies are 64-48. The Mets are 63-50. They're 1.5 games behind the Phillies. 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. And the count is 1-2. Time will be called by Gunnar Henderson. Let's get the other scoreboard up just in case we go to the game soon. 1-2. There's a foul ball over towards the first base side. So again, after the game, we got the rest of the Mets game to see if the Phillies can gain some ground in the NL East. And then we will have our post-game show. It'll be a little bit different tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on a pitch that was in the dirt. And there's 1 gone. Ching. Let's go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Going with a splitter that was in the dirt. And Gunnar Henderson absolutely was tricked up on that pitch. Adley Rutschman is in the batter's box. And the pitch on the way is a 96-mile-per-hour fastball at the knees, taken for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Adley Rutschman. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one's grounded over towards the right side. Stott has it, throws it on over to first. That's going to get the runner over to second base, but there are 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, and so Baltimore has their backs against the wall. Drop 1s in the chat. Drop some 1s. 1 more out to go. Drop those 1s. Let's go. 2 outs, top of the 9th inning. Ryan Noda is up, and the pitch is in there for strike 1. It's a knuckle curve. There's those 1s. Love it. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Baltimore down to their final strike, and the crowd is standing up. Let's go. Phillies are looking for another shutout. No balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Noda. Lazar with the 0-2 on the way. Strike 3 called, and the ball game is over. 2 shutouts in the Phillies' last 3 games, and they shut out the O's by a score of 5-0. Ring the bell, the Philadelphia Phillies win. Let's go. Yes. Let's go! Very nice. Okay. All right. Stay on. We got the rest of the Mets game to do. All right. If you guys want to come back on in a little bit for the post-game show, I will do that once the Mets game is done. Okay, the Phillies are looking to gain ground against the New York Mets, and the Mets are currently down 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. All right, so we'll do the rest of the Mets game, and then probably, I would say, around hopefully 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit before that, we'll go on for the post-game show. That was a nice win, though, by the Phillies. I will absolutely take that into the bank. I'll deposit that win. That was a good win. Taijuan Walker was very efficient out there on the bump, and he looked really, really good. He not only ate you innings, but he pitched a shutout. He did more than enough. The Orioles are struggling. The Orioles have not had a good season, and they've traded away so many pieces at the deadline. And for a very long time, we've always wanted the Phillies to pound on the bad teams. It seems like that they just don't always do that. And they were able to do that tonight, and it was really awesome. But, all right, if you're going to stay on, we're going to go to the Mets game right now, and we are going to watch that. And then we have our Phillies post-game show, so then you'll be able to call in afterwards. If you can't stay on, though, don't worry. Call on in. And leave a voicemail message. Leave a voicemail message, and I will play your voicemail messages after this game is over. The Mets are currently going to the top of the 8th inning, so that inning is done. I will say my players of the game for the Philadelphia Phillies go in this order. Okay. Number 1, I would go Taijuan Walker. Number 2, I would go Bryson Stott. And number 3, I would go Max Kepler. I think that that's the order that I would do it. Now, you can make the case and you could say, well, Taijuan Walker did great, but you can also put Rob Thompson in that conversation for going to the lefties and for the lefties producing the way that they did against Dean Kremer. You know, you could go that route. And you could also go to the bullpen, too, because the bullpen did a very good job. They didn't even have to go to Duran tonight, which I think is great. And that was because Brandon Marsh had that exclamation point. You could also say that Brandon Marsh was in your top 3. It's crazy stuff. But Schwarber, Turner, and the big pieces really didn't do a lot today, you know? All right, let's go to this game and call the rest of that. Thank you all again for being on here. Stay on for the rest of this Mets game. We're going to go to that right now. And, yeah, we'll do it. Where is the game? I'm trying to find it. There it is. Your package currently doesn't provide this. What are you talking about? Let's turn on the iPad. Do I have the iPad with me? I do. Okay. We'll turn the iPad on, and we should be able to get it on here. Right now, it's 1 ball, no strikes to Carlos Santana. And on the mound is Raley for the New York Mets. So the count is 1-0. We'll get the game up on the iPad, and we'll see if Cleveland can hang on. What's up, Chris? Yeah, birds are heating up. I appreciate that. Great call, JJ. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. All right, let's get MLB.TV on here. Yeah. Poor Marsh got left out. Yeah, I mean, you could put Marsh in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You could absolutely put him over there. You could, but I left him out for tonight. But what do I know? He did great. Stott, I would just put Stott in because that RBI triple was big, but the exclamation point was Brandon Marsh's home run. It was. Okay, so let's go here. Upgrade to. That's so odd. I guess I gotta turn on my VPN, don't I? What's it now? 3 balls, 2 strikes. Why is this not logging on in? All right, I'm back into the app. Is the game on MLB Network? Maybe it is. All right, there's 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. Gabriel Arias is going to hit for the Cleveland Guardians. 2 outs. Raley's still pitching, and the pitch is outside for a ball. 3-2 Cleveland. They got the lead in the 7th inning. 1 ball, no strikes. So if the Mets do lose, the Phillies' magic number, it continues to go down, and the Phillies will also be 2.5 games above the New York Mets in the NL East. Excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the 8th. 2 outs. Two balls, 1 strike to Arias. The 2-1 pitch. That one's grounded foul. Two and two is the count. Why is this not working? Do I have to, refresh this? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Arias with the pitch. The 2-2. Line drive, foul ball towards the right side. How's everybody feeling after this win, though? The New York Mets. How about those Mets? Boo! 2 balls, 2 strikes to Arias. The 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. So the Mets are coming up to the plate. They're down to their final 6 outs. And we will stay here. Walker and Kepler. That's an unlikely stars of the game. Isn't that wild? I think that's absolutely crazy. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel too. All right. We're going to finish out with the rest of the Mets game, and then we'll do our post-game show. We'll get some extra coverage in, so that'll be great. If it was in the 6th inning, I wouldn't have done it. But the 7th, I'm okay with it. 7th inning or later is going to be my rule of thumb. Now they're showing what the Marlins game. All right, so they're in a break. Can't figure out what's going on with this. That's odd. MLB app is just not working for me. Hopefully that doesn't ever happen during a Diamond Zone cast. That's like one of my biggest fears. The only thing worse than the Mets are their fans. I agree, man. We gotta get the win. Gotta get the win. Mets gotta lose. Is it because my VPN is on? Is that why? Yeah. Okay, well that kind of makes sense now. So now I can turn the VPN on, right? Okay. Nope, still nothing. Okay, where is the game? They're currently in a break right now. It's weird. All right. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up out in Queens. They have the Red Sox game on, but why is this not coming up? Makes me kind of sad. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 8th inning. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Juan Soto. Here's the 1-2 on the way, and there's a called strike 3 at the knees. Let's go. Is that Colby Allard? Former Philadelphia Philly. Is that who that is? There's one out in the bottom of the 8th, and Vogt is going to go out there, and he will make a move and take him out of the game. Beautiful. All right, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. We go live for all the Phillies games, all the Sixers games, all the Eagles games too. And, yeah, I just can't understand why this is not working. Makes no sense. I'll try one other thing. What if I went to Surfshark and I changed, since I'm using an old version. Let's try Albania. All right. So a pitch and change going on. Now let's see if it works. Aha! There we go. It works now. We love it. Good. Very nice. All right, so now it works. We got the game up. We were blacked out. That was the problem. I figured that was the case. All right, so the Mets are in the bottom of the 8th. There's one out. Pete Alonso's coming up. Got to get him out here. And if the Mets lose, then the Phillies go up 2.5 games in the NL East. That would be great. And then we'll do our post-game show. And we'll take live call-ins, and it'll be great. Walker hasn't complained or lashed out at the fan base through his struggles. He just keeps fighting. I know. Jacob Junis is going to go out there to pitch for the Cleveland Guardians. 47 1/3 of an inning for Jacob this year. And Pete Alonso is coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 8 lifetime against Junis. Come on, Jacob. Get him out. Get him out. 1 out in the pitch to Alonso, and that's outside for a ball. One ball, no strikes to Pete. The 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to let this one go. The 1-1. He'll ground this one over to third. It's picked up by Ramirez. The throw to first in plenty of time. Out number 2 is recorded, and Brandon Nimmo is due up next. Let's go. Very nice. The pitch to Nimmo, fly ball hit out over towards shallow right field, and Manzardo's there. He'll make the catch, or Jones that is, and the inning is over. And so we go to the top of the 9th inning. The Guardians are 3 outs away from getting a win out in Queens, and they look to add on some more insurance runs. We'll see if they can do that. Hit that thumbs up button, baby, and subscribe to the channel, too. We have 276 likes. We're trying to get to 300. We're staying on for the Mets coverage, because we are hoping that they lose and that the Phillies can go up and gain some more ground against them. Thanks, JJ. Great coverage as always. Of course, my friend. And don't worry, after this, we will have our post-game show. I wouldn't say Walker stinks. Kepler stinks. Walker has given us quite a few good outings. Quite a few. I'd say more than quite a few. I'd say he's given us some really good outings from what he's had to deal with. You know, he's given you more than what you thought. And he's eating you innings. You know, like that's really good. And with the Phillies in this position, you know, I feel really good about that. I kind of wonder, though, if the Phillies aren't in this position and they're under 500, are we more mad at Taijuan Walker? I mean, I guess it depends, because then he might have bad outings, but I don't know. All right, here comes Helsley. Helsley is going to pitch for the New York Mets. Remember, he was a member of the Cardinals. Throws pretty hard. Helsley looking to keep it a 1-run ball game. And we'll see if that's the case. Yes, to Walker's credit, he didn't lash out. Just keeps his head down and kept working. We want him to contribute. Yeah. Well, we want everybody to succeed. For sure. But I really have to give the man credit, because it is hard to play here in Philly. It's so hard. First pitch, and that's high for a ball to Angel Martinez. 1 ball, no strikes to Martinez. Helsley gets set at the letters and deals. And the pitch is bunted foul. And so the count is 1-1. We got Diamond Zone tomorrow night. That'll be cool. Hope to see you all on there for that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Come on, Cleveland. Help a brother out. Helsley gets set and deals, and the pitch is lined foul towards the right side. In case you're wondering, how did the Guardians get their 3 runs? Well, we'll tell you about that right now. Guardians were actually down 2-0, and then Kyle Manzardo had an RBI single. Gabriel Arias had a RBI single too, and then Stephen Kwan had an RBI single. 1-2 pitch, here it is, swing and a miss. And there is out number 1, the throw over to first, and the drop strike 3. That's in time. And so 1 away in the top of the 9th inning. Oh, boy. Darn it. I know it sounded like I was excited there. I was not excited. I thought maybe that Martinez was going to beat that out. But it was a good job by Alvarez. Ugh. 1 out, top of the 9th. And Kafis is coming up. And he fouls off the first pitch. I still think Rob ruined Luzardo with that 12-run start. I'm with you there. I'm with you. That did not help him. 0-1. That's up high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the windup, and the 1-1 is down for ball 2. Cubs play the Mets tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. I actually think it's a 1. What time is it? Is it a 1:05 start time? No, it's a 1:10 start time. The Phillies play at 12:35. 2-1 pitch. That's up high for ball 3. We do. We hold our players to a very high standard, and some players aren't meant for it. 3-1 pitch, and that's swung on and missed for strike 2. I was listening to somebody who covers the Yankees yesterday, and they said that Devin Williams, maybe he is a really good pitcher, and they liked the signing at the time, but he really has not done a good job this year. Maybe he's just not meant for New York, for whatever it is. And some players do struggle when they go to a different city. It could also be the coaching staff. It could be whatever it is. Like, those things can play into factor, but city does matter. Some players do really good in certain cities. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2 pitch and a called strike 3 at 100 miles per hour for out number 2. But you know what I mean? Like, some players just don't succeed in certain cities. And then they go back to, like a smaller market, and they tend to do better there. Or it's the opposite. Some players don't do well in the smaller markets, and they do better in the bigger ones. The pitch. And that is up high for a ball. Maybe Luis Robert, doesn't do well in Chicago, but maybe he does do better in Philadelphia. What do I know? 1-0. Ground ball hit over towards the mound. Helsley has it, throws it over to first. We're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. Come on, Guardians. Let's go, Cleveland. Let's see LGC's in the chat for Let's Go Cleveland. LGC, dropping LGC. LGC's, baby. Help us gain some ground. Help us gain some ground. LGC! Yeah. All the Mets fans are like, LGM. No, it's LGC tonight. It's LGC tonight. Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we roll. In the bottom of the ninth, Vientos, McNeil, and Alvarez are going to be up. Too bad Clase is not available. Matt, thank you for the sub, my friend. Delta, love it. LGC, yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Help us get to 300 likes. And then again, after this, we got our post-game show. So once this game is done, we'll break down the Phillies game, and we'll let you know our thoughts on tonight's game. What else do we have? We have the Red Sox winning against the Royals 6-2. That's in the ninth inning. Up, that game just ended. Corey Seager is up. Bro, they just cut to commercial. What are we doing? What's going on? They just cut to commercial. Yeah. Welcome on in, Matt. Let's go. Go live for all the Phillies, all the Sixers, all the Eagles stuff, and we do this thing called MLB Diamond Zone, which is really, really cool too. If you're into fantasy baseball, or if you just love baseball, period, that's the right thing for you. All right. For some reason, they aren't going back to the game right now, so the pitch is in there for a called strike, and that's to start off the bottom of the ninth inning. Okay. No balls, one strike. And that is to Mark Vientos. The 0-1 was taken for strike two. The 0-2 pitch to Vientos, and it's down for a ball. Let's go! Charge!
Great channel.
1-2 pitch, foul ball. Thank you for the $10 super chat, my friend. Roy Khan fan. I love that name. That's cool. Great channel, he says. Thank you very, very much. 1-2 to Vientos, and it's a foul ball. Got our post-game show after this. Jeff McNeil waits in the on-deck circle. Let's go. Go, Cleveland. 1-2. That is in the dirt for ball two. All right, now it's back on TV. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 to Vientos, and he pops this one up over towards the infield. Who's going to get there? We'll see. And the third baseman, Ramirez, gets on the mound, and I'll make the catch for out number 1. That was pretty scary, but Jose Ramirez just got there. 1 away in the bottom of the ninth inning. Just got on the top of the mound and made the catch. And so 1 gone in the bottom of the ninth, and 2 more outs to go. The next man up is Jeff McNeil, who's 1 for 2 with a sac bunt and a single. Smith with the pitch. It's in there for a strike. This is Cade Smith from Vancouver. 26 years old. The 0-1 pitch. That's in there for strike 2 with the knees at 96 miles per hour. Ready to jump up and down. 0-2 on the way. Just fouled off by McNeil. He stays alive. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch, and he stays alive again on a pitch that was heading on into the dirt. Oh, gosh. Alvarez waits in the on-deck circle. Smith does have a 2.92 ERA. Has only given up 7 earned runs in the month of July. None so far in August. The 0-2 pitch to McNeil. Another foul ball. Or you have much better seats than me. I had to stand the entire game. Dude, we have an awesome channel on here. An awesome community. 0-2 to McNeil. And another foul ball again. He is just battling off of these pitches and staying alive. Oh-2 pitch to McNeil. Fly ball hit out to left field. On the run is Quan. He waits for it, and there's out number 2. LGCs, let's go! Drop a 1 in the chat again. It's up to Francisco Alvarez. Alvarez will call for time. He's 0 for 2. He is 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch to Alvarez, and that is called a ball. Are you kidding me? That was a perfect pitch at the knees. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, ground ball, hit back towards the mound. Smith has it, throws it over to first, and the ball game is over. The Phillies are 2.5 games above the New York Mets in the NL East, and the crowd is furious. Ring the bell again. Let's go. Yes. Thank you, Cleveland. LGC. Yes. They did it. Thank you, sir. You did a good deed. Thank you, Cleveland. Yeah. Love it. Let's go. All right, nice. Nice. All right, I got my post-game show. I'm going to talk again about the Phillies. We're going to wrap it all up. If you guys want to come on in and call on in and let me know what you guys thought about today for the Phillies. But I'll tell you what, it's 10 out of 10. The Mets continue to lose. The Phillies continue to take care of their business. I mean, like, what else do you want? What else do you want? It's just good stuff. It's good news. I don't know how to take this because I'm not used to good news in this city. But it's great. It's awesome. All right, I will be back in 3 minutes. We'll have our post-game show. And, yeah, 610-314-0844. What are your thoughts about Taijuan Walker today? And let me know what you thought about Max Kepler and the lefties, the left-handed hitters. Being able to step on up. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. All right, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Be back in 3 minutes or so.
Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on, barreled it out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
It didn't have to be the Stars tonight. It wasn't going to be the Stars tonight. The role players stepped up, and they won you this game, and Taijuan Walker did more than enough. Taijuan Walker pitched you 6 shutty and only gave up 4 hits, no walks. I'll take it. I will absolutely take that as a win. This was a good win, and it was actually sort of a breath of fresh air that we didn't have to see Kyle Schwarber do Schwarberian types of things, and that other guys stepped up tonight. And I want to give a lot of credit to one guy, and I haven't really given him a ton of credit this year, but that is Rob Thompson. I don't like doing this because I'm not for the analytics. Okay, eye test would have told me to start Harrison Bader in this game today. But guess what? Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh, and Max Kepler were your offense today. All 3 of those guys, those left-handed hitters, were the ones that did damage against Dean Kremer. And Rob pushed the right button. It worked. I don't know if I call it the right button now that I'm really thinking about it, but hey, he stuck to his guns and it worked. That's all that matters. So when something does work, doesn't matter if we agree with it or not, you give the man credit, and yeah, I have to say that worked out very, very well. Bryce, Schwarber, and Turner were 2 for 11. Marsh, Kepler, and Stott were 6 for 11. And they scored 4 runs. They drove in 5. And they had 2 homers. Weird. Bizarre. But it worked. It's nice to have multiple ways to be able to win. And the best part about tonight, the best part in my opinion, is that you didn't have to go to Duran. You could save him for tomorrow. You didn't have to go to him today. Because Brandon Marsh gave you that extra insurance in the bottom of the 8th and said, we're going to get Lazar and we're going to get Duran warmed up here. Okay, now we can just go to Lazar. I thought that Rob also pressed the right buttons with the bullpen too. How many times this year have we seen just one player warming up in the bullpen and Rob sticking to his guns and going to that one guy? Tonight you had in the 8th inning Jordan Romano warming up and Matt Strom warming up too, righty and a lefty. And then going on into, that was the 7th inning. And then in the 8th inning you had Duran and Lazar. That's how you manage a bullpen. That's how you manage a bullpen, Rob. That's how you do it. And your players executed. But the analytics tonight worked. And Taijuan Walker They don't win this game without Taijuan Walker pitching the way that he did. You know, 6 innings tonight. 6 innings tonight. And 83 pitches. Could he have gone out there for the 7th inning? He could have. He could have. But I also feel a lot better about this bullpen going up against this Orioles team. If this was against another team like Texas or a team with more that's more competitive, I would have said maybe you put Walker back out there for the 7th because, again, he had no runs and only gave up 4 hits. And no walks, too. If he was doing this against the Rangers, I would have said have him go out there for 1 more inning and then maybe go to Orion for the 8th and then Duran for the 9th. If the script was just like this. But I thought that he did just enough for you. He got you through 6 innings, and that was his job. And he did more than just that. And he also got some run support, too. The Phillies today were 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. I want Bryce Harper to succeed. I want Trey Turner to be hitting the ball better. I want JT to be able to still hit the ball well. And JT has been hitting the ball better overall, too. Schwarber, he can have an off day. Sosa had an off day today, too. Sosa was 0 for 3. And he struck out all 3 times and looked really bad at the plate. But what we've asked for a very long time is for this team to actually operate like a traditional offense. We expected when they got Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber that there were going to be times where Bryce Harper went cold, JT went cold, and Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber were going to step right up and that they were going to go hot. And then as soon as they started to cool down, Harper starts heating up. And then Stott starts heating up, or Bohm started heating up, or whatever it was. This offense, pretty much over the last year and a half, has just been so bizarre to the point like where one person is cold, everybody tends to go cold. And tonight, this sort of balanced out like a more functionable, if that's the right word, offense. So I was kind of happy that I saw other players step up tonight. It felt good. This Orioles team is just terrible. But you can only play who's out in front of you. And you got to continue to gain that ground in the NL East. I still want the division, man. I want to get into the playoffs, and I want to go to the World Series. And I still feel like the best way to get in or to do well is just to win the division. That's where my mind is. Calling into the show, 610-314-0844. It's time to open up the phone lines. All right, and let's also read some chats as well. That was nice. That was fun. I think short and sweet is good for tonight's game. Not really too much to talk about. It was just a good overall performance. And also the defense, by the way. The defense really did an awesome job tonight. I thought Bryson Stott had a nice play at second. Sosa had a great play over at third. That ground ball that he dealt with in the 3rd inning where he made a diving stop and then just got up and threw a dart over to first base. Nice play. Bryson Stott, off balance, Chase Utley play where he just has to spin, he turns, and he throws it over to first from the outfield to Bryce Harper. That was nice, too. That was in the 4th inning. That was on the ground ball hit by Westberg. He took away a hit there. It went over to Stott's right side. He didn't dive for it. He just got his glove over there as he was running over towards his right side. And then off-balance throw. That's just a great play over at second. And we love it. I get it's the Orioles, and they had a disappointing season, but it's these types of games you need to win to gain ground, says David. And David's right. David is right. You need these games because you're going to lose close games to bigger competition. And you don't want these gimmies. You don't want to take anybody for granted. You don't. And we've seen times this year where the Phillies did that. I don't want to remind everybody of the bad times, but then we also saw games where the Phillies were playing the Nationals, and the Nationals, Larry said in that game, the Nationals gave the Phillies a little bit of extra rope. The Phillies lost the lead in the 9th inning, and then the Nationals gave it right back to the Phillies, and the Phillies walked it off, and they really didn't deserve to win, but they won that game. And we were still frustrated because that was sort of like a moral loss. There are such things as moral victories and moral losses. So, I bench stop for Sosa when Bohm comes back. You got to keep Sosa in the lineup. I know that, again, he went 0 for 3, and he struck out 3 times. But, man, that guy is so valuable to your team right now. That guy puts his heart and soul out there, and he lays everything that he has on the line. And the trade acquisitions, some could argue and say that getting Edmundo Sosa in the lineup every day is a trade in itself. It's an acquisition in itself. The team looks like they're playing more cohesive baseball. They look like they're having fun out there. And they are coming out with a purpose. It's actually enjoyable watching this brand of baseball. And then we're watching the starting pitching with Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler and Ranger Suarez, for the most part, all 3 of them throwing masterpieces. And that's another brand of baseball where I can just get behind this team and I say, hold up. Like, this is really special here. It's not like that they're finding one way to win. They're actually doing it in multiple facets, which is what a good team does. I'm not here telling you that they're going back to the World Series. Not here to tell you that they're even competing right now. But I'm embracing this ride. I've seen so much bad baseball this year. And when there's good, I acknowledge the good. When there's bad, I acknowledge the bad too. It's an up and down season. You're never going to get consistency in baseball. Look at how great the Tigers were doing, guys. And then the Tigers came back down to earth and fell flat on their face. And now they're still winning the AL Central. But they lost a lot of ground. They had the best record in baseball for a while. Look at the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs were playing phenomenal baseball. And then the Brewers started to get really, really hot. That's just the nature of the sport. 610-314-0844 is how you call on into the show. Let's try to get rid of this. Where is it? NHL ticker. Yeah. That's a fair point, Larry. Sosa has been a more reliable bat, and we need more offense. We do. Absolutely. Let's take, I think we had a couple of voicemail messages. I would like to play those because, again, I want to get people's voices on here. So, again, 610-314-0844 is how you call on in. So let's hear what John has to say. Let's play John's voicemail.
JJ, John, Richmond, Virginia.
What's up, John?
Watch the game live. Yahoo, nice win. 5-0. Catch you tomorrow. Ciao.
Ciao, my friend. Great phone call. Love it. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Nice win. You won 5-0, and you didn't have to stress. These are not. That's the other thing, too. I don't think we've really been talking about this. How many times this year when the Phillies win a game have we felt uncomfortable? Have we felt like there's a little churn in your stomach? I'll be honest with you. Over the last 5 games, really, I've not felt a lot of those feelings where I feel nervous out there. Once the Phillies get the lead, I've been feeling pretty confident. Isn't that weird? Is that odd? Am I dreaming or something? Or is this just, something that I'm just not accustomed to? Like, what's going on? Usually when they win these games, they grind it out. I'm starting to feel a little bit different about this. Starting to. I'm not going to let them do this to me, though. But I can't deny that this feels a little different right now. Don't worry about the Mets. You still have to play us 7 more times. Or we take out our frustration on the Phillies, who knows? All I say is may the best team win. May the best team win fair and square. Must resist optimism. Oh, man. Aren't the Orioles basically a minor league team now? I traded a lot. They traded a lot of players, didn't they? They did. But we saw the Phillies lose 2 out of 3 to the White Sox. We saw them not play good baseball against Chicago, and so you get the wins however they come. However they come, you get the wins. We have somebody calling on into the show. I want to get them on the line. What is going on? How you feeling after another win by the Philadelphia Phillies?
What's going on, JJ? I'm feeling good. This is Ryan, but you know me as Bilbo Swaggins.
What's going on, my friend?
Great. I'm doing good.
Good.
Feeling good. I'm not used to watching games like that. I'm just feet up, no stress. And Walker was pitching?
Yeah.
My goodness. It tells you how bad the Orioles really are, that they couldn't get a run off Walker. But Walker was great tonight. It was just a nice win.
I want to ask you this. Okay, if you were to tell me that Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, and JT and Bryce Harper were not going to play well tonight and that they found a way to win this game, would you have called me crazy?
I might have. But I don't know. Brandon Marsh is playing well. But it's crazy. I picked every day I pick somebody with my brother who's going to hit a home run. I picked Kepler. Because I'm like, of course, we're talking about Bader taking the spot. Of course he's going to have a great game. Because
yes,
that's exactly what he's going to do. We've been waiting for him the whole damn season, and he hits the home run and hits a double. So it's like, I don't know. Today was just awesome.
Can you believe that was his
Duran,
first double? That was his first double since June 13th.
I can believe. Hey, I watch every game. I've been waiting for it, so I was happy. But took him long enough, I will say.
It did. Now we just have to see Trey hit his first homer at the bank. I think that might be reaching though. I might be reaching there, but
I think I'd like to see him get 2 hits in a game first. I think we got to start small.
That's fair.
He's got to come back. I got 2 takeaways though.
Go for it.
From this game. My one big takeaway was the crowd's awesome. Brandon Marsh hits a home run and they're booing him because the crowd wants to see Duran come in. I thought that was the funniest thing at the end of the game. That's just the Philly thing right there. They were booing him because they wanted to see Duran. I did too. I wanted to see him. But
that's funny.
The second thing is Duran. I feel like the Phillies, when they went out to San Francisco and San Diego, they played a couple close games and they just lost them. And they didn't really look confident. And
right.
I think hitting and good offense is all about confidence. They're playing great defense. The pitching's great. But
yes.
They're going into every game knowing they just need to hold a lead into the 9th inning, and it's over.
Yes.
So having a guy like Duran, I really think it's scary on the Phillies because if you give a team with Harper and Schwarber and Castellanos more confidence, all the little guys around them, if they're all a confident bunch and they're swinging well, I don't know how you beat them.
I don't know how you beat them either, and I think that that's a really good point that you make, because you're making the game shorter. You are like you're scratching away one inning, and it's like, well, now we don't have to play 9 innings of baseball now because we have our 9th inning guy. As long as we have the lead, and our offense can just do enough, we're making the game shorter. And that I like. I like that approach. And I think that you bring up a very good point with that, because that's essentially what they got with Duran. And now the roles are set. And I feel like that even putting in Sosa in the lineup now and adding Bader into the mix, into the depth chart, I feel like that this team is starting to find their mojo. Something seems to be gelling here. And that's nice. That's really, really nice to see. So I appreciate the phone call. Thank you so much. And feel free to call back anytime. Anytime.
You got it. Go Phillies. Mets lost. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going, baby. Great phone call. I love that. I really like that point. I actually thought that he said it really, really well. And the other thing, too, that's also nice is that you're getting Alvarado back soon. And I know that he's not going to pitch in the playoffs, but at least he gives you some depth. Now, I did say the other day that we don't know specifically how he's going to look, how he's going to do, if he's even going to be able to fire 102 again. Maybe he does. I don't know. But you get another piece back. And I would like to think that Alvarado is better than Romano. But what do I know? He gives you depth, and the good news is that you can pitch him more. You don't have to worry about saving his arm for the playoffs. You can pitch him like 3 days in a row. And maybe that can help you get into the playoffs. I don't know. That's just something that entered on into my mind. You wrap up the series tomorrow. You have Ranger out there on the bump, and you feel pretty good about that. Trevor Rogers, again, he's been pitching pretty good. I don't want this Phillies offense to take advantage of this guy, because this guy went 8 innings in his last outing. He gave up just 1 earned run, and that was against the Cubs. Okay, he shut out the Cubs 1-0, and struck out 8 batters. And then 3 outings before that, he played against the Rays, only gave up 2 earned runs, and went 6 innings. So this guy had a 1.03 ERA in the month of July. He had a 2.87 ERA in the month of June. And so far, August has been really good. He's probably the best pitcher, I would say, on this pitching staff for the Orioles. So get that win tomorrow. Sweep the Orioles. I know that sweeps aren't so easy, but you need to continue to win these types of games before you go out to Texas. And that won't be an easy series, by the way. It's not going to be easy. Keep calling on into the show, 610-314-0844. I would love to hear more people calling in and give me their thoughts. But as we do that, as we wait for more people, we'll continue to read some messages. I'm old school. I love small ball. I love small ball too. And I think that is something that we can all get behind, right? Thought that the Phillies actually played a little bit of small ball today too, because Stott had that bloop single. When you're blooping out hits into right center field and you're poking pitches into the outfield, or you're just putting the ball in play, that's small ball. When you're stealing bases, hitting sac flies, sac bunts, that's all small ball. And I think that the Phillies have done a better job with that, and the power is coming as well. 2.5 games up in the division is a good place to be. Yeah. 2.5, you start to feel a little bit better, and you say to yourself, okay, like we're not comfortable yet, but like we're getting a little bit of separation, okay? I'm not like right next to you. There's about like another inch or a couple of inches away from me and you now. So I like the sound of that. If you were at a traffic light, okay, now there's a car. So you're the first car at the light, okay, and the Mets are not the second car. They're the third car. They're really like the fourth car. Okay, so they're the fourth car behind you. And you feel a little bit better about that. Why are they not calling up Crawford? They just don't think they think that I don't know. I can't explain it to you. With the way that he made it sound, Dombrowski, it is kind of confusing. I think that they're going to get called up next season. I don't think that maybe they'll get called up in September during September call-ups, but I don't know how that's going to work. And it's a little bit frustrating because this whole center field thing has been a problem. And Painter, I would like to see what he does in the big leagues. Have him pitch for the playoffs or, in like a bullpen spot maybe. I don't know. I said before I don't want him in a bullpen spot. I would just like to see what he can give you. But I don't know. I did say before that when it comes to Tommy John, I don't want them to mess up his schedule, but I still want to see him pitch. I still do. What else? What else do we have on here? Sosa needs to be in the lineup. There's no excuses for that. None. Start late inning defense too. Sip Bohm. Yeah, I like that as well. JJ asked a trivia question about relievers, and we were throwing out a ton of names: Garber, Bedrock, Willie Lidge, Reed, even Wagner. What was that? Anything else about the game? O's are a team that we should sweep. Other opponents, I'm happy with 2 of 3. Man, Larry's demanding them to get a sweep against the Orioles. He's like, come on. Like, I feel happy, but I want more. I demand for more. I love it. I love it. That's what the mindset should be. That's what I like. Yes. All right. That's going to wrap it up for me. Good win by this Philadelphia Phillies team. Really. Nice job by them. Get the sweep tomorrow. Didn't have to go to Duran today. Didn't have to rely on the big bats today because the other guys pitched in and they helped you out. And I'm happy about that. And Rob actually managed a very good game today. All right. Love you all. Lila Tov. Good night. And I'll see you all tomorrow, 12:35 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when first pitch will be. Ranger Suarez versus Trevor Rogers. I'll see you there for that. Bye.